goal is to break the silence, help encourage these dialogues much earlier in our lives rather than waiting until there's an issue and then becoming terminally ill and having to somehow fight and claw our way back to a healthy state of being that we already may possess. Hey, welcome back to the power of healthy habits, where small habits can lead to big transformations. Today we're going to talk about a subject that I talk about frequently, but I'm coming at it from a little bit of a different angle. And we're basically breaking the silence, continuing to break the silence on the silent killer. That is high blood pressure. And the reason that I want to continue talking about this, especially to young black men ages 22 to 52, is because we're not thinking about it early enough to prevent and reverse some of the issues that we're experiencing and unfortunately are losing our lives to. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I have the data that hypertension and high blood pressure are in the top 10 categories of causes of death for African American men. And it's surely something that can be managed, but requires at first the awareness that you might be susceptible to high blood pressure or hypertension. So the reason I select the age 22 in the opening of this is because at that age, you're legally able to buy alcohol and perhaps other medications should you please. And I'm not sure if a lot of people are realizing the impact and effects after consumption of these. It may not even be new to you. You may have been consuming it before age 22 or 21. But if you're not paying attention to maybe some of the signs that you're experiencing in your body, for example, if you wake up and your heart is beating heavily, I mean, just like you just got done running maybe a couple miles, but you basically just woke up from your sleep, that's a sign that something's going on with your body. And if it's happening consistently after the consumption of certain foods, drugs, substances, etc., you definitely want to pay attention to what's going on. There's no way in the world you should be resting and at a resting stage have a racing heart. So if you experience that, no matter what your age, it's something that you need to definitely take the time out to figure out why you're having this experience. So another step in this breaking the silence is actually having conversations with people in your peer group. It used to be thought that after you reach a certain age, perhaps 40s, at least 50s, you should be aware of what your resting blood pressure is and heart rate. Well, given some of the data, results are showing that we need to be thinking about this much earlier in life, in the 20s. And it doesn't make sense to wait until you're 26 or 27 or 28 to be aware of something that's easy to understand once you've been exposed to it and isn't costly to understand. I invested in a blood pressure cuff and monitor, and I have about 6 of them now. And this one is just one that would fit on your wrist. Now, if you're a younger man or woman and you don't have one of these, that's fine. You can buy one off Amazon. They're not expensive. They're maybe $20. I bought this one, I believe, for $15. And basically, it's a blood pressure cuff, comes with instructions. You can put it on your wrist, and you can have an awareness of what your blood pressure is within a matter of 1 minute. Likely less than that, less time than that. You can use the ones that you find in drugstores. You can use the ones that your parents or grandparents may have in their home, with their permission, of course. And then there's also the old-fashioned type, where you have a stethoscope and a cuff, and you take it manually. You might need some training on how to do that. I personally don't know how to do it, but it's a way to be aware of what your blood pressure is at a moment's notice. Now, to get one of these, you don't have to buy it online. You can go into a Walmart if you need one right now. For example, if you know someone who needs one right now, you can go and pick one up. You know, all you need is maybe some AA batteries. That's what mine takes. And only thing you need to do is put it around your wrist. I like to wait until at least I've been sitting for approximately 5 minutes. That way you'll get a resting heart rate. It's important to know what your resting heart rate and blood pressure are versus after your heart rate has been elevated and you've been running, or if you've been doing squats, going up or down stairs, because your heart rate and blood pressure will need to fluctuate or elevate so you can complete the task that you were active in. So I've been sitting here for more than likely somewhere around 3 to 5 minutes, and you just hit the start button, and the directions instruct you to keep your wrist or the heart rate monitor at about the same level that your heart is at. And once I hit start, the cuff inflates, and you can feel your pulse as it inflates, and it's measuring what my blood pressure is and heart rate. Another cool thing about this one is it'll give you a date and time stamp, so you can go back and review what your results were. And mine right now is really good. It's 124/80. If you're getting numbers like that or below, that's a good sign. If, however, you're getting numbers that are above that, even in the 130s, that is a sign that you're having elevated blood pressure and possibly heart rate. I didn't read the heart rate there, but I believe it was 68. So this is important because the factors that you're experiencing, whether it's environmental, ingesting by consumption, stress, medication, a lack of exercise, a lack of getting good sunlight, a combination of those things could lead to you having an elevated blood pressure and pulse. Now, I'm not a doctor. I am not suggesting that you take my advice without consulting with a doctor. But I can tell you, based on experience after consulting with a doctor, why this is important, and some of the symptoms that I experienced that I allowed to go on for far too long before I made a change. So, in my experience, the scenario that I mentioned at the opening of this, waking up with a racing heart rate, that's something that I had experienced, I would say, for probably maybe 5 years. And I was much younger at that time, but I just never took the time to pinpoint why I was having that experience and what I could do to prevent it. And a lot of times we may know I've never had a racing heart rate while I was waking up until I started doing this. And it could be whatever. It could be something that you didn't even realize you were exposing yourself to. And once you become aware of it, it's important to do something about it rather than let it continuously happen. At that time, I wasn't measuring my blood pressure, but the times that I did measure my blood pressure within that period of time, it was always elevated. So for example, what I mean, now I measure my blood pressure regularly on a weekly basis. There are several occasions that I measure my blood pressure during that period of time, but it was just because it was procedural. One, having an annual doctor visit, which it took me time to start going to the doctor annually. And it's something that we need to introduce ourselves to, even if we've done it growing up. When you get that independence, sometimes if you don't feel the pain, you won't go and check things out. And that's why I want to talk about blood pressure, because it's a silent killer. Just because you feel great, you look great, you don't have any issues, everything's going great at work, etc., etc., you have a great relationship, it doesn't mean that internally there could be something trying to warn you through these different symptoms that we're having, but we're ignoring it or moving on to the thing that's ever present right now in my face at the moment. So, measuring your blood pressure on a regular basis, frequent enough for you to have an idea of what you should expect it to be, is highly encouraged. So, if you measure once every 2 weeks, that's great. And if once every 2 weeks you're in that range of acceptability, then that's great. But if you're not measuring frequently enough to have any idea, even if it's once every 2 months and the number is sporadic, the first time maybe it's 130 over 87, and then the next time is 160 over 90. Those are clear indications that you need to pay more attention to your blood pressure and your heart rate. Most people may not have huge fluctuations like that. I did. I had those fluctuations and I wasn't doing anything about it until somebody made me aware of the fact that those numbers were excessively high, some of them that I was having. And I had to pinpoint all the factors that led to this excessively high blood pressure. And some of it could be things that are out of your control. Some of it could be trauma. Some of it could be your family member is experiencing a very traumatic experience and you're concerned for their health, you're concerned for their well-being. Sometimes you can't help how much you're worried about what's going on outside of your life, but has an impact on your life. Being aware of that is very important, because you don't want being worried about things that are out of your control to send you to an early grave or to an early major health complication that is difficult to reverse. So if you have, for example, family members that have in the past or currently been subject to major health complications like stroke, heart attack, things of that nature, organ failure, you especially if it's your parents, your grandparents, immediate aunts and uncles. I'm not really talking so much about being worried about their health at this exact moment, though we would be concerned for them, but genetically being concerned about if you're at the same risk, if you live in a very similar lifestyle, environment, or consume the same foods. You don't have to wait until it happens to you to start making taking preventative action to ensure that it doesn't happen to you. Again, you don't have to wait, especially if you have family members that are experiencing major health issues. You don't have to wait for those issues to become a part of your life before you do something about it. I can't stress how important that is, because once you get to the point where you're at risk or you're experiencing heart failure or strokes, the mountain to climb, the issue that was once a hill can become a mountain to climb to get back to where you were. Just to have 80 to 90% recovery. We're not even talking about reversing the issue yet. So I hope that the message that I'm bringing is one that is easy to be heard. And if you have suggestions on how I can help with getting that point across, I'm all ears. Please let me know in the comments what you think about this series that I'm embarking on, breaking the silence on the silent killer. Because our young men and women usually are going to experience more concentrated, acute stress. And given the climate that we're in, we need to be aware of where we are in our internally, our self-awareness of how we're feeling. It's so easy to go on to the next moment or motion without addressing the matters that really matter. Hey, appreciate you being here. And since you're here, I'd like to know, what do you think? Please leave a comment below. If you're here for the first time, please leave a comment. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Now, if you haven't already, please hit that like button. Also, hit that subscribe button. Now, share with somebody that you know. Lastly, hit that bell icon and you can get a reminder every time we make a post. Now, back to your program, and until next time, peace. Just so you know what the medical terminology is, the systolic number, the top number, is the pressure of the blood when your heart is beating. The diastolic number is the pressure when your heart is resting between the beats. What you can do on your road to breaking the silence is first just begin the conversation with people that you trust, preferably perhaps a doctor that you trust, family members that you trust. Understand what your history has been, your family history has been when it comes to high blood pressure or blood pressure in general. Hopefully you don't have high blood pressure. And then, of course, you can buy one easy way to get a blood pressure cuff, to just purchase one online or just go to a store. You can have two different types. I personally like to have one that I can plug into the wall, and I like to have one that's battery operated.